is a Bramble Jam podcast.
It's Wednesday, August 12th, and you should take the day off.
Take the day, 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 take the day off.
What
up, everybody?
Feels right.
Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going well for you and
Got
your family.
your coffee?
And I hope you get your coffee, yeah.
Got your robe. That's right, in August to stay with me. You're watching a little YouTube. You've subscribed to Take the Day Off, and you're settling in because you know you're not going to work today. You're taking the day off.
Had me at coffee, lost me at robe.
Coffee and robe, August 12th.
Didn't see it coming.
Look, in Australia, it's winter. So maybe, I don't know.
No, you're right.
Sorry.
But they're also getting this a day late.
Maybe you're a robing, so take yesterday. Is this an early edition situation? Take yesterday off. Yesterday.
Dude,
yesterday.
really? Australia is selfish.
Yeah,
They
time
get
traveling SOB.
Yeah, they get tomorrow's news today, and they do nothing about it.
Oh, man.
You know what's going to happen tomorrow here in America?
Come on.
And you do nothing about
You
it.
don't even bother to bring it up. Aussies.
And then you brag about being COVID free.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Gosh. Who do
It's
you
not
think
fair.
you
You're
are?
holding out on us.
Man.
We know how time works.
Either way, if you're in a robe, maybe you're a summer robe boy. I
Dude,
don't
I
know.
saw them live once. They weren't wearing robes. It was too hot. They were worried about the heat stroke. Hi, everybody. August 12th. It is good to be here.
Hump day?
It is hump day.
What a bit that was on Geico.
Hey, guys, got any ideas for new Geico commercials?
Oh,
We're a little over the
how
lizard.
camels have humps? Hear me out.
I'm listening, Jerry.
Hump day. He just goes around saying it. He's got a hump. So for him, that's the best day of the week. His hump. His humps, his humps, his humps. His lovely lady lumps in the back and in the front.
Can't be worse than the lizard.
You want to bring the lizard back? Really? Interesting.
How thick should his accent be?
This is scenes from the Geico board, like just out of order, chopped up, just different days where Geico.
Hey, so you know how everybody loves Geico commercials. Yeah. What if for this year, what we did, we just brought back the old ones and we just did like a best of. We bring back the caveman, etc.
Saves us a ton of money.
Saves us a ton of money on car insurance by switching to Geico. It's August 12th, guys.
Yeah.
We're feeling it. It's the middle of the week, and it's a special day just for the middle child.
Oh, middle child, middle week.
If you thought we were done talking about siblings,
You're wrong.
You're wrong, and we're going to get to that in just a second really quickly, if you don't mind. If you are on the YouTube, hi.
Hey.
Sorry, can you do your wave again?
Hey.
Hit the subscribe button. Hit
It's
the like.
getting the best of us today.
We'll be
There's no
back.
way
We'll be
around it.
back tomorrow, and you will get that notification.
Yeah,
So
you will.
you're welcome. If you're listening on a podcasting app, hello to your ears. Hope they are doing well and are wax free. And if
So
you
you're
could,
in your robe.
yeah,
You got your mug. Staying warm out there.
and just clearing out the old wax.
Clearing out the wax.
Yeah, leave a review on the Apple Podcast.
Please do it.
Yeah.
And not based on the first 4 minutes of this podcast.
Man, we're
today.
4 minutes in?
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
Sorry about that.
Sorry,
It's
everybody.
under 20 every week,
We'll
every
get
day.
to it. We'll get
Thanks
to
for
it. Here
that.
we go. It's Middle Child Day.
Middle Child Day.
And I have a sibling who is a middle child. I might call him in just a little bit and just kind of get his feeling on this.
Okay.
But first, I do want to know kind of the history of this. I haven't done the research yet. I'll Google it really quickly. Just
Yeah.
I do feel like I do need to double check you now.
Yeah.
Just
Why
kind
or
of
why?
But you seem confident today. You walked in with a certain bit of swagger.
A little swagger. Take
Almost
the
like
day.
you just saved 15% or more on your car insurance by
Sure.
switching
Just
to
go to
Geico.
Geico.com,
You
go
just
day off.
you switched. You had just some confidence. And so, tell me about Middle Child Day.
Snakes, Brian. Snakes is
I'll
is
Google
what
it
we're
now.
talking
I'll Google
about.
now.
And there used to be a fad where people believed that snakes not only could talk, but could sing. Now, this was in the early 1800s, before snake handling churches became a thing. And basically, crowds would get together, and they believed if the time was just right and the light was just right, snakes would break out in a chorus of singing. While none of this is actually recorded and successfully been documented, there's numerous bits of anecdotal evidence that have one really balmy night in Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, where a group of copperheads got together.
Yeah.
A group of copperheads got together and performed a stunning rendition of Stuck in the Middle with You. And you'd think that song didn't come out for years and years, but actually they wrote it first. The melody was a little different. I won't try to recreate it today. Once again, it's anecdotal evidence, so tonally we don't even know what it would sound like. But from that point forward, every middle child in Des Moines, Iowa was named after a snake. So if you had a second child and then you had a third child, you had to go and change that second child's name to the name of a snake. That's why in Iowa there's a lot of rattlesnakes and copperhead people out there. That's what they're named.
So Middle Child Day literally just exists. You're wrong. Middle Child Day was created by some middle child who didn't feel like he gets the recognition he deserves.
I was
so he
getting
gave him.
there,
Oh,
Brent.
I'm sorry.
I was getting
Continue.
there. No.
Go back to Stuck in the Middle with
You
You.
ruined the punchline.
Is it a joke or is it a history?
You took the sting out of it.
Okay. There it is. Middle Child Day is a day created by middle children to they want the recognition that they think that they deserve. They believe that middle children get a bad rap. Middle child syndrome is a thing where syndrome. What?
Syndrome.
Syndrome
Is what you're saying.
Syndrome.
It's not it's OME.
Get off your horse. Are you kidding me right now?
Syndrome. No, syndrome.
Syndrome.
It's
the same thing.
No.
Oh my gosh. I say so many words wrong, and you have every right to correct me, but syndrome to syndrome is not a necessary.
You said it right that time.
Because I hear you say it. Syndrome. You have older child syndrome, younger.
I'm the younger
you have
child.
a younger child syndrome where you're just worst.
Okay.
Like me. Middle children do feel like they're overlooked.
Yeah.
Because typically, studies show that younger children tend to be more outgoing and extroverted. The middle child seems to be a little bit more introverted, quieter, perhaps a bit of a loner. And so today we are celebrating the middle children. And so today's a very special day of Take the Day Off because we are only giving the approval for middle children to take the day off.
Wow. So if you're in your robe, coffee, slippers, the whole bit, and you are not a middle child,
Get going. You're going to be late.
you're going to be late for
gonna be
work.
late.
What if you have a middle child? What if you have...
Then that's fine too.
Okay.
Yes,
So if you have
it's an
more
either
than
or.
two. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, odd number of children.
Yes, if you have a middle child, chances are you're also in the thick of it. Like
You
it's
need
tough
the
for
day
you.
off anyway.
So
go for
yeah.
it. Yeah, for sure.
I have a middle brother, brother who's the middle child. He's the middle of 5.
Yeah.
I told him I was going to call him just because I'd like to get firsthand experience. He never responded. I'll call him real quick. We'll just see if he answers or not.
Is this Josh or Pat?
This is Josh.
Okay.
So we will see kind of what he has to say, if he has anything. And if he doesn't answer, that's a classic middle child thing
Classic
to do.
middle
So it's
child,
tough to
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So I am calling my brother Josh, who is the middle of 5. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Josh.
Hey. What's up?
It's Middle Child Day. You're on Take the Day Off podcast. It's Middle Child Day. You are a middle child, and I would love for you to give some insight for people like me and Dan who don't know the difficulties that come along with being a middle child. What's it like for you?
Well, it's especially difficult for me because there's already one boy, one girl before me. There was nothing special on me. Been there, done that. And then a few years later, this Messiah child comes along, which will be you, Brandon.
Yep.
And I mean, let's be real. That's basically how you were seen. So, I was just there. I did all right. But
Did you just listen to a lot of emo, Josh, like just to get through it, or what?
At least you never painted your nails or anything.
well, I had my moments, but lots of emo, lots of sitting alone in my room moping,
Lots of emo,
wondering
lots
why
of
I was
X-Files.
Yeah.
neglected.
Now,
Well-
the question that we asked our listeners today is if they think middle children get a bad rap. I will ask you that same question. Do middle children get a bad rap?
I don't really know what a rap is. I mean, we're known for like being mopey because we're neglected and overlooked, and that's accurate. Other than that, I think we're pretty well adjusted for having to grow up that way.
I mean, for being the worst, Josh is pretty great.
Yeah, he sees you seem totally fine. I don't know why mom and dad talk so badly about you.
Yeah, perfectly healthy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, say hi to your family for me. I'll talk to you.
Yeah, they
day.
love hearing from me like once a year.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's good talking to you. Bye.
See you, Josh.
That's Josh, just the middle brother.
Classic middle child.
He's classic middle child.
If anybody needs the day off,
yeah, it's that guy.
That
Good
guy.
night. You hear it in his voice.
Hear it in his voice.
He sounds like a middle child.
Yes.
I need a break just listening to him.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. We're going to stop moping around. We'll be right back with the question of the day here on Today. Take the day off.
I don't think anyone would confuse this for the best episode of Take the Day Off, but it has been my favorite so far.
I think we're only getting better. We're only about halfway through the month.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to get there.
It is Middle Child Day, so if you are a middle child, you did hear us earlier give you permission to take the day off. If you are not, and you happen to be a parent of a middle child, also take the day off. If not, you have to get going. You're running
Stop
late.
listening to this podcast
Or
after you rate and review it, or listen in the car.
The
Road
question
optional.
we asked yesterday at the end of the show, if you think middle children get a bad rap, we did get a handful of people, all from who I can only assume are middle children. There's a lot of no's. We don't get a bad rap. Aaron says, I don't think they get any rap. Who has time for middle children?
My favorite is from our friend Alonzo, even though he did completely ghost you for an Alicia Witt concert, and I don't want to let him forget that.
He was probably a middle child.
Alonzo said, Alonzo was the baby of like 6 or 7 children. His entire response to the question, does a middle child get a bad rap, is they know what they did. They know what they did, which is probably true. And you know, Mally says she thinks that middle children are exactly as described.
Yeah. Shelby is a middle child, and she says that she believes middle children are overlooked, underappreciated, and forced into a peacekeeping role. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
That seems weird. We have 2 Brady Bunch mentions. Apparently, there's a lot of hatred for Jan Brady.
Dude.
2 words, Jan Brady. They are the worst. No clue, but based on the Brady Bunch, I'd have to say yes. I guess the Brady Bunch, Jan Brady was terrible. I could not pick Jan Brady out of a lineup. I'm sorry.
Now, we do have an interesting answer from our friend Michael, who says, my mom was not a great cook. All of her raps were bad. So thank you, Michael, for taking my bad rap and making it
worse.
Making it worse. Now,
is that just like a spinach wrap? Like it's like a joke about eating wraps?
Yeah, we have a long answer, and then we'll leave it at this. This is Emily. Emily says that she had a teacher in high school, that would describe her as a wallpaper because she was quiet. She aced a class like it was nothing, apparently not important to that teacher. And he said, "Are you the middle child?" That explains it. Deeply hurtful to an already insecure teenage brain. I think middle children suffer in ways that people assume things about them. So anything docked against middle children behavior is not because they're middle children, but rather because people like to bully middle children.
So Emily has almost oscillated. The pendulum has swung in the other direction. Basically, she is saying that if you're a middle child, you have every excuse you want to do anything you want, and it's never your fault. I don't know, Emily, but I do know this. You're clearly a middle child. Take the day off. Do it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's right.
You have our
That's
permission.
right. Josh, take the day off.
Please, Josh, take the day off.
For the love, take the day off. Guys, thank you so much for answering. If you're a Bramble Jam Plus member, you get to answer these questions. And if you're not already one of those, what are you waiting for? Now is the time to join the Bramble Jam podcast. Tomorrow is a day that I'm very excited to talk about. The question of the day for tomorrow is, left-handers are said to be more creative. Do you agree?
Oh, I'm in.
This is a big day for us.
It's a big day for us lefties.
That's exactly right. And so we will talk. It's actually not left-handers day. It's just a snack day. We'll talk. Thank you guys so much for listening or for watching each and every day.
Podcast. We've got robes with the Bramble Jam on there. You can buy to get cozy.
don't yet, but that's a pretty good idea. I don't hate that idea. Hey, we will be back tomorrow. Before then, please leave the reviews and all that good stuff. That means so much to us. We will leave you with the daily Palaha Haku, where our good friend Chris Palaha reads you with his very soothing voice and his even more soothing eyes if you're watching on YouTube. A high cue to help you start your day. Until then, take the day off.
A blue leather shirt, an indiscernible accent. I was a rock star. So are you. Have a good day.
Take the Day Off is a Bramble Jam podcast production. It's hosted by Brandon Dan, mainly Brand. He does most of the research, most of the work, etc. You should write him fan mail, Brandon at BrambleJamPodcast.com. Hate mail to Dan. Do the stuff. See you tomorrow.